such phenomenal success in 2018, and I was thinking really hard about why that was. I had it professionally maintained in 2017, and yet taking care of it myself last year looked 10 times better than it did when the pros were doing it. So I wanted this year to look back and say, what went well and what can I do better? How you doing? How's it going? Good. Cardboard and metal. Have a nice time. Thanks. My lawn care philosophy comes down to two basic rules. Number one is grow the best lawn that you're willing to afford, and that's afford in terms of time and money. How much are you willing to spend, both out of your wallet as well as out of your day, out of your weekend? And rule number two is very simply to eliminate threats. Everything that wants to kill your lawn, and basically undo what you've done in rule number one. So that's it, 2 rules. It really is that simple. And you're gonna see that in my 2019 lawn care program. It's a combination of fertilizer, and it's a combination of insecticides and pesticides, trying to just get the best lawn that I can. And that's all there is to it. How are you? I got 8 bags of Milo. Yeah, it runs out. Thank you. Thanks, sir. All right, I'm glad I got here when I did. Did you see they were almost out of that pallet of Milo? So I got as much as I need for the season, and I really do recommend that. Measure your yard, figure out what you're gonna need, how many apps you're gonna put down. Buy it now, because there will be a shortage of it, just like last year. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. That's right, it is 2019, and it is time to start my 2019 lawn care season. And of course, no better place to start it than in the lawn and taking a look at my lawn from the damage over the winter. I almost said summer. It doesn't look too bad. It's got the typical frost damage from the winter. You can see the tips of the blades here. That's just frost damage. There's a lot of green underneath it, and that green was fertilized very well last year. In fact, last year you heard me say it was the best lawn I've ever had. And so I want to recreate that this year. I really don't want to mess with it. I did a really good job, and the products that I used, I got introduced to Milorganite and the lawn care nut, and I gotta say, it really came out nice. So I really don't want to mess with it. Now last year I came up with this concept of a lawn care calendar, and I did an entire video on how I came up with this spreadsheet. It's a 30-week plan broken up into 6 5-week cycles. And the benefit of it is I can take notes directly on it, and that's what you see here. This is my after. This was the whole year in a nutshell, what I actually did, and the hash marks are wherever I mowed. So I kept track of that as well, and rain, etc. So this is not only a calendar that is forward-looking and reminds me what to do and when, but it is also a lawn care journal. The Lawn Care Nut and other YouTubers preach the value of a lawn care journal. But I find this format, one page at a glance, is just really valuable to me, and I just leave this in a conspicuous spot so that I can always make notes on it whenever I do anything with the lawn. Now for 2019, I didn't make many changes. I'm still doing it with 6 cycles of 5 weeks each. I'm still going to start off with a fertilizer application with each, but instead of using Love Your Soil this year, I've decided to test out some Next products. And those, for those of you that may not have heard of them, they are known as biostimulants, which supposedly have been used in the professional community for quite a while, but they're beginning to break out more and more into the homeowner, DIY population. So, and they're being promoted a lot by some of the more popular lawn care YouTubers. And so I'm going to do a bit of a test to see what the story is with those. So that's cycle 4. I'm not doing Love Your Soil this year. So for right now, I am in cycle 1. It is March 30th, and I'm going to put down my first application of fertilizer. And then probably next weekend is when I'll start with my first application of pre-emergent and Next products. And I'm going to be using a liquid pre-emergent. There'll be another video about that, but that enables me to add the Next products directly to the pre-emergent because I can just spray it all on the lawn at the same time. Now, as far as fertilizers are concerned, I used a lot of different products last year. A few cycles were Milo, some were Ocean Grow, some were Ringer. I even used some Lesco synthetic fertilizer in there as well. And again, they all I got a great lawn. And what I'm trying to do this year is I'm actually going to do a bit of a test, and I'm going to section off my lawn to do some head-to-head competitions between these fertilizers and see which one gives the best bang for the buck. So in the front, I'm going to draw a line basically from the corner of the house to the big tree, and the main section of the yard is going to be Milorganite. And the rest of the front yard, that's to the other side, as well as the parkway and the strip on the other side of my driveway, those are going to be Ocean Grow. Now, those Milo and Ocean Grow are basically the same class of fertilizer. They're a byproduct of water treatment. And it just so happens that Ocean Grow is about half the price of Milo for me here in New Jersey. And I know there are different fertilizers that are available similar to Milo all over the country. So I'm going to test ours out and see how it compares. And that's what I'm going to do in the front. Now in the back, I'm going to try 3 different products. I'm going to section off the lawn into 3 areas. One area is going to be for Milorganite. Next to that is going to be a Ringer Lawn Restore. And behind that is going to be a synthetic. I'm using Scott's Turf Builder in that area. And that will allow me to do an aerial view like this. Head to head, I'll be able to see which one of those is providing the best response, what makes the lawn look best. Again, bang for the buck. Now, I'm also going to be testing a stripe in the back that I will be using Next products on. And that's where I'll be able to see side by side for all of these 3 fertilizers. I'll be able to show you which ones respond the best to the Next products. And so this is going to be something that's ongoing throughout the entire year. I started in the backyard by stringing lines so that I made sure I was consistent every time I applied fertilizer, so that that area between the Milo and the Ringer and the Scots was consistent every time. And I stuck nails, big spikes in the ground, and I'm going to leave them there for the season, and I'll just put the strings out when I'm going to apply fertilizer. I weighed out all these fertilizers exactly to put down 3/4 pound of nitrogen. That was consistent for all the fertilizers. I'm not going by the bag rate. I'm putting down 3/4 pound. And that's what is going to be able to give me consistent results. And this is a bit of a scientific test. I wanted it to be as accurate as possible and as fair as possible. So that's what I decided. I'm going to be doing 3/4 pound N for 4 of my applications, and one of them, like right before summer, is going to be a 1/2 pound of N. But follow along, be sure to subscribe, and you can see all my progress throughout the entire year. And at the end of the year, I'll give you a recap of the whole thing and let you know the final results. Stay tuned.